Hi everyone, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another paper crafting STAMPtember video. Today we are featuring Newton's Nook, which always is one of my most favorite, and I think you guys' most favorite. This year the set is called Skate Paw-ty, which is so cute, always fun and punny, and I have used every single stamp in the set to create some, you guessed it, gift tags, my absolute favorite. So here is the set, and of course we're also going to be utilizing the classic Cloche dies from Simon Says Stamp. I've got 6 layers of white cardstock, 3 for the fronts, 3 for the back, 3 lightweight acetate die cut cloches. I am using the large cloche, by the way, and I have 6 of the bases cut from Spellbinder's brushed gold cardstock. We're blending spun sugar and Kitsch flamingo inks into 1 layer of our cloches. I decided to do something a different colorway rather than blues, aquas, and go with a pink color theme for a more monochromatic look. After I've added all of this color to the background of my cloches, and again, we're making 3 tags, so I'm only going to do this on these 3. We're going to leave the backs white for writing the recipient's name, as these are gift tags. We're going to spatter the front with some white splatter from Simon Says Stamp to create that fun snowy effect background, and set these aside to completely dry while we color in our images from the Skate Paw-ty stamp set with our Olo markers. I've stamped all of these on some Neenah 110-pound weight smooth white cardstock using Hero Arts intensified black ink, and I'm coloring in again with Olo markers. All the color combinations I'm using are going to be listed down in the description as well as over on my blog for easy reference. I tried to keep my color scheme pretty basic. Something I have been talking about, I know I've talked about it in the past, and I think I've been talking about it more again. I tend to like a more monochromatic palette. Not always. I mean, we always want to mix it up. We always want to try new things, but I do find myself drawn to a monochromatic palette a lot. It, to me, simplifies the creation process or the creative process. It eliminates kind of a lot of choices. So I knew, because I wanted to make these pink and red gift tags, but the majority pink, that I was going to choose marker colors in pinks and a kind of lighter pinky red, and neutrals for the critters. Of course, we've got our adorable cats and dogs that Newton's Nook is known for. I always love coloring them. I love the size of the Newton's Nook's images. I love the whimsical nature, and of course, as an animal lover, I always love their stamps. And the neutrals I kept very basic. I colored both dogs the same this year. We're going to do the cat in some warm grays. When I am coloring critters with gray, or a grays to black. I know I said warm grays, but to do black, you don't want to just go in with your black marker. You want to use some warm grays, or whatever grays you prefer. I prefer warm grays, and you want to build that intensity with different shades. You don't want to just go in with black. It's going to cover up all the detail of the cute image, and you're going to lose that. So I'm using warm gray 7, 5, and then 3 to build my little kitty, but he's inspired by one of my oldest son's cats. If I'd given this little guy some stripies, I also have a new grand kitty. My daughter and her husband have adopted a little kitty to go with their little Shih Tzu puppy that they have, and they are now best friends. So we have lots of kitties and puppies in our family, and so I always, again, love my critters. After I've colored in all of my animals, added some little dot detail just for added interest, these critters are the focal point of these tags. And you could really pop, if you don't need tags, I say this in almost all of my tag videos. If you are not needing tags, by all means, you could take everything we're doing here minus the background, or background. How about backing for the tags? And you can put this on a card and it would be darling. Maybe pop some greenery around it, you know, some little evergreen branches, some little berry branches. There's lots of amazing dies from Simon Says Stamp that you could do, and you would have a card very quickly and easily. My holiday love language, as you guys know, is tags. I love making them. I find them very fun. You could stick these in your art journal. You could stick these as ornaments on trees. You can add them to your packages. All of the things. I just absolutely love, love, love tags. You could even put them in a December daily, little pockets. I think these would fit great in the little 3x4 pockets actually, so that would be cute. Leave off the hanging stuff. I just want to give you guys options outside of just a tag, even though that's what I made. So here are the colors I'm using. As you can see, I'm keeping it very consistent, but to me, I love that. You could also create all kinds of scene cards with these images, but I just really love the tags, and these critters are the focal point. So I want to make them really shine. Now I know especially in my STAMPtember videos, I tend to speed up the coloring. You can always change the speed by clicking the little gear on YouTube and slowing it down to watch it more in real time if you would like to. That way you can really maybe see it a little bit slower. But I try to limit the length of the STAMPtember videos specifically because I know there's lots of inspiration out there and you want to, you know, see all of the things that the creators have made with this amazing set. Next, I am taking some cool grays. These are different than the warm grays we used for the cat, and we are coloring in their ice skate boots and giving them this. I really feel you can see the difference, especially against the warm grays, and I love that. Then we're going to take a white gel pen. I'm going to add the detail back for the laces on the boots. You can still see it through the marker, but I do love the effect of kind of adding in these white pin details, adding some detail to maybe their scarves, hats, mittens, whatever. Adding highlights to our critters. If you would happen to get any ink into the eyes when you're coloring, you can add in the highlights back to their face so that the faces really shine. Next, I did die cut all of the images with the coordinating dies, and as always, they are untabbed this year. Thank you, Simon Says Stamp. I could not love the untabbed dies anymore, and you guys already know this, but I am going to just keep saying thank you because I am so, so grateful to Simon Says Stamp for the untabbed dies. Now we're taking our brushed gold layer, and I am not attaching it to this pink background we ink blended. I'm using it as a guide to know where to place my animal in my cloche / snow globe. I'm going to kind of use those terms, you know, interchangeably here. Look how cute. They completely fill the snow globe. I'm not adding anything else. That great white splatter snowy background perfectly sets off these critters. Next, we are going to glue the base to the acetate layer. So let's talk a little bit about the acetate that I used. I did use the lightweight acetate for my die cutting. If you are trying to die cut the heavier weight, like the heat resistant acetate that Simon Says Stamp offers, and you're not having great luck with your die cut machine, I would like to encourage you to try the lightweight acetate. It die cuts beautifully, in my opinion. I have a Spellbinders Platinum, and I find that machine cuts through the lightweight acetate almost always. I don't think I actually have ever had it not cut it. Sometimes it can be questionable with different weights of acetate, but if you love using acetate on your projects like I do, I would highly recommend a pack of this. Then I'm just layering it over the top. We are not gluing it down or anything. I am just kind of laying that acetate layer over. I am gluing the back of the base of the snow globe in place. That cleans up the back of this. If you have any ink on the back of this, or just the lines you get from running it through your die cut machine, this just gives it, your tag, a much sturdier base. This is the step I would eliminate if you are not needing these for tags and you're going to pop it on a card, let's say, instead. Next, I am going to, nothing is attached. I just have my base tag and the acetate tag laying over it. And I'm using it as a guide to know where am I going to stamp the different greetings that come in this Skate Paw-ty stamp set. Not Paw-ty, like paws. And I am going to take white Stazon ink and we are going to stamp a sentiment and the snowflake images on each of our acetate tags. If you've been here for a while, you know that I love the cotton white Stazon ink for stamping on acetate, especially for holiday projects, but any time of the year, really. I am obsessed with it. I think it gives such a good look. We're not covering up any of the other elements on our project by stamping on the acetate, and it just gives us this really fun overlay that you can completely see through. That is the beauty of acetate. And I'll simply clean my stamps with some stamp cleaner. You do want to clean them pretty quickly. I actually just use a little rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth to clean mine, and it comes right off. Then I am going to start putting together my tags. Now I am punching holes in the top, the little ball at the top of the cloche. That way I can use these as tags and hang them. I would say if you're popping this on a card, obviously I would eliminate this part. I have this bow tool from Chantal's 141 design. I will pop that link down below. You need to scroll down a little bit to find it. And I am doing a 3-loop bow with this, doing kind of the figure 8 design around here. I am using 2 colors of Lawn Fawn twine, pink and red. I like the mix together. I think it picks up the colors that we used in this tag. This is a great idea. Maybe you want to use, you know, purple and white, blue and white, red and white, whatever the case may be, red and green. Whatever you are creating with your project. And then we're just going to glue it to the top of the cloche right below where we've punched our hole right at the top of our snow globe cloche. And we're going to glue it in place with liquid glue, that craft glue from Simon Says Stamp. I love it. We're going to thread some red and white Simon Says Stamp baker's twine through the top, snip the ends of our twine, and then let that dry. Now we are not quite done. Remember, I have 6 of the brushed gold bases. We have those because we are going to secure that to the back of the snow globe. This actually isn't going to be like a free swinging acetate layer. Sometimes I do that, but we're actually going to hide our adhesive down underneath the base of our snow globe here. With acetate, if I would glue anywhere else on this particular project, you're going to see through it. So at the top of the tag, the twine, the red and white baker's twine that we threaded through is securing our layers together, that acetate and the cardstock base. On the back, or on the bottom, pardon me, it's going to be secured by gluing the 2 gold layers together. And then we're just adding our little twine to the top of each and threading through the red and white baker's twine. So, and I use my reverse tweezers. I have multiple pairs. I cannot impress enough that having a few of these does help when you're mass producing a lot of projects. If you need them to hold in place for a little bit longer, they are fantastic for that. So I am going to show the finished tags here. Look how cute. I absolutely love these. I think they are so much fun, and a really fun use of today's STAMPtember exclusive. Remember, the STAMPtember exclusives are available while supplies last. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community.